So back from Scotland and back to slightly more food diet based content. Quick update on the weight loss stuff. I know that you're here for the Huel review. It will be here in a moment, but yeah, when I started this current series, I weighed 121.6 kilos. I'm now down to 113.5. So yeah, 8.1 kilos. It's must be about 18, 19 pounds. I'll check exactly and put it in the video. So yeah, nearly sort of a stone and a bit. Really pleased with myself. I've worked hard at it. It's been, if you've been following the channel, you know that I've been doing a meal replacement in the morning because I'm a bit lazy to go and make a proper breakfast. Then hot and savory for lunch. And then just a regular meal in the evening, supplemented by Dirty Fridays, which is always a good thing. So I've had a few comments. It's interesting. I've heard rumor that there is going to be a new comment system on YouTube where it'll actually show you how far through the video someone is before they make the comment. So yeah, the negative comments that I get on my videos are often people who clearly just haven't watched the video, because yeah, I get lots of comments saying, why don't you just eat normal food? And I've explained that. And I hope I don't need to catch you up, but essentially I'm not brilliant with regulating my food intakes. So I find this a really easy way to have breakfast and lunch and then have a healthy dinner, or sometimes have an unhealthy dinner. But it means that I'm controlling my calories for the rest of the day. And I do like my food, so I get to enjoy real proper food alongside being able to control my calories. So yeah, one of the things that I find interesting, difficult, depending which way you want to put it, is when you get that slight hunger in the afternoon, particularly if I have the shake for breakfast, have hot and savory for lunch, and then go on to have an evening dinner. We eat quite late. We've got a young daughter, 14 months, so by the time we've put her to bed and then sorted ourselves out and sorted our stuff out and then made dinner, it can sometimes be quite late before eating. So there's often a point around about 5 to 6 that I think I need something just sort of tide me through a little bit. I'm finding something that is healthy, simple. Fruit is really what I've been doing most of the time. But yeah, Huel has come out with a new thing, Huel Protein. Now, what I think is quite interesting about this is they're advertising it as filling that gap. So it's 100 calories, 20 grams of protein, and they're calling it a high protein snack. So it's a low calorie, high protein snack that you can have in between your other Huel meals or whatever meal replacement you might want to have. They don't seem to be trying to push the whole high protein post-workout, gain muscle, must have protein type stuff. That's definitely in there, and they talk about it as like a post-exercise snack, but they're not pushing the muscle gain, big bulk stuff that you see in a number of other more protein focused companies. So yeah, even just the branding is same old Huel. Bit more color on here than normal, so it's more. So they're definitely going like the hot and savory. That's got a lot more color on there, a lot more splash, and then this has got a bit of. So this is the strawberries and cream version and the salted caramel version that I got, so we could try them. Yeah, I quite like the fact that it is high protein, 20 grams of protein in there. So if you wanted to use it as a post-workout, post-gym snack, you could. The time I really get hungry is if in a normal day where I don't do a huge amount of extra exercise, I'm absolutely fine with the way that I'm going. I do find if I go and play around a golf, if I go for a bike ride, if I do something like that, I just need a bit of an extra boost before dinner. And so this should fill that gap. The big question is, does it taste any good? What's the texture like? If you've seen my videos before, you know that I've talked about there's a certain Huel texture and Huel taste that is a little bit oaty, gritty, floury, powdery, call it what you will. In terms of meal replacement snacks, I think Huel and the Protein works, which isn't my favorite because it's very, very sweet. Huel I really like, has a better texture for certainly their cold shakes. But because this one doesn't have as much carb in it, and therefore hopefully less oat and all of that sort of stuff, hopefully we'll have a better texture. So I'm gonna try one now. I'll probably try one, well, when I next need one, and I'll film that as well. But first, coffee. Right, so coffee sorted. It's a new one from the Dog and Hat subscription. It's lovely. Yeah, very tasty. I'm gonna try the salted caramel one today. I also got a new shaker from Huel because I've seen them talking a lot about this. Do you know what? I've used this a few times for my morning shakes. Not a huge fan of how it looks. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, and I find the holding handle quite pleasing. It'd be interesting to see how well it holds up. It's quite pleasing, but I thought it was gonna feel a little higher quality, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not bad at all. One thing that I really like in terms of cleaning, there are no kind of flat edges in it inside. So you know how often you get that kind of flat bottom edge, and you get that corner that stuff gets stuck in there when you're cleaning it? Because this is rounded all on the inside. It's just really, really easy to clean. So I've been quite pleased with that. And it shakes actually really nicely. Yeah, and it comes with a little filtery sieve type thing. So I'm gonna make this up and we'll see what we think. Also, and this is just a small extra annoyance, now I've got another scoop. This is a special size scoop for the protein, which I've got enough scoops. I don't need more scoops. It's fine. It's not that big a deal. But my drawer now seems to be full of different size scoops because you've got ones for the protein works and ones for Huel just does it based on weight. You've then got the old fashioned Huel ones, the new fashioned Huel ones, the Huel hot and savory ones, and then these. I know that they can't change the formula to match the same scoop for everything. But it just feels like there's a lot of scoops now. But first world problems, it's really not that big an issue. All right, salted caramel flavor. Yeah, I went with salted caramel and strawberries and cream. What are the other flavors available? Weirdly, when you Google Huel Protein, it actually says high calorie, high protein shake. But then it says on here it's a low calorie protein shake. Huel is a little bit inconsistent with their website. Anyway, there is vanilla fudge, strawberries and cream, chocolate fudge brownie, banana milkshake, salted caramel, unflavored and unsweetened. The vanilla fudge didn't really super appeal. Strawberries and cream I want to try because I want to try some of their like fresher flavors. Chocolate fudge brownie, I'm sure that's fine. I've tried their chocolate, regular Huel. Wasn't 100% convinced by it. Tastes a bit stevia, but fine. I've got loads of banana flavor stuff at the moment, so I didn't fancy that. And salted caramel sound pretty good. You know how I was just complaining about. So this has a scoop in it. This is the old Huel powder scoop. I don't know whether that's meant to be in there, but they also sent me these white ones that they say are the proper scoop for this. So I'm gonna try actually just after I've tried this, I'm gonna see which one actually matches to the weight that they say you should put in. So let's try this. All right. I'm gonna go with their one that they sent me. Quite annoying. It's a much finer powder than the regular Huel, which I guess should be expected. There's less oats and stuff in it. Yeah, it's good. Tastes like salted caramel. There's the slightest hint of powderiness, but really not a lot at all. Like so much better than regular Huel, and actually better than a lot of protein shakes that I've tried in the past. Mix up very smoothly. It's got a nice consistency. Slightly thinner than Yop or Yazoo, that sort of thing. It's not a super thick milkshake. Could probably make it thicker by just putting less water in. It tastes surprisingly creamy considering there is no cream in it, and considering it was just water. You could mix it with milk if you wanted to make it extra creamy. Yeah, it's good. And the key thing will then be to see, does this actually fill me up enough to then not need to eat until dinner? So I'll see how that gets on over the rest of the day. Yeah, the taste is good. Like if you actually made caramel and added a bit of sea salt to it, it's gonna taste better than this. But I would say this is a pretty good salted caramel flavor. But it's definitely salted caramel flavor, not salted caramel. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. Anyway, let's see how we get on, and I'll try the strawberries and cream another day. Right, just before I do try the next day. So they say it's 29 grams is how much you should have in a scoop. Yeah, you see what I mean about this? It's a really fine powder, so it sort of gets everywhere. The new scoop they sent me, which is the bigger white one, yeah, it's actually 46 grams. And they're saying it should be 29. This one that was actually in the bucket, it's coming out 32. Closer. This scoop, I haven't even filled it that successfully, but it's closer. This is why volumetric measurement is not a great thing. It doesn't work. But I don't know why they sent me these with this order, if this fundamentally. So the mix I've just made up, 300 to that one, is nearly twice as much as I should have had in here. So this is actually 200 calories and 40 grams of protein. Yeah, lesson learned. Check before you do it. Not sure what this one's for, but at least I now know. So I have now solved the white scoop thing. Turns out it's a little bit confusing, but I was also just wrong. Essentially, Huel has now changed their scoops for their powder and their hot and savory so that they are both the same size. They've decided to send out a more durable scoop once rather than sending out a scoop with each pack, which makes sense from a wastage point of view for exactly the reasons I was talking about, that you just end up with a drawer full of scoops. Problem was they included it in the order for Huel Protein, which just confused me. So apparently that's what they're doing at the moment. They're just sending out these new scoops with all new orders to existing customers so that you can use those scoops. So they're more durable, they should last longer. They're just not designed for Huel Protein, which is why Huel Protein has a scoop in the box. So yeah, that was where that confusion came from. So, and the good news is I definitely felt full after the last one, but that's no surprise because actually I had twice as much as I should do, but I did feel full of protein, so that was good. So we're gonna try today with the correct amount with the strawberries and cream. So I've not had a lot of Huel's fresher, fruity type flavors. I've had their banana and I quite like their banana, but this first time with their strawberries and cream, and I'm hoping it'll be a bit nice, sort of strawberry milkshake, lighter, fresher, because their chocolate, toffee, even the salted caramel, they can just be a bit cloying. Sometimes you just want a nice fresh snack, so that's what I'm hoping this is. It smells okay. Not gonna lie, it's doesn't smell as fresh as I wanted it to. Also, this is one problem with them putting the scoop into the pot. So I'm just gonna wash my hand. So yeah, it's a very fine powder, which does mean it gets everywhere, which is a little bit frustrating and a little bit annoying. But I suspect as time goes on, I'll just get better at doing it more delicately. When I first started doing Huel, I'd always get powder everywhere. Not everywhere, but there would always be powder left on the side, and I've got better at doing that. Or my wife's got better at cleaning up after me. It's one of the two. But yeah, this was clean on this morning. Right, let's try this. It was a pretty pink color. That's a very vibrant pink. So I think potentially wisely they've erred on the side of it being strawberries and cream rather than just strawberries. It doesn't taste like super fresh strawberries, but it's quite a nice strawberry milkshake flavor. It's what you'd expect from any instant milkshake flavor. It does have that Huel flavor, and if you've had Huel before, you'll know what I mean. There's kind of I don't even know how to describe it, but it's there. Certainly, it's completely drinkable. It's nice, it's tasty, it's fine. So I've had a few questions about the difference between Huel Protein and Huel Black. So Huel Black is just They're regular meal replacement, like their Huel 3.0, but with a higher amount of protein. So it's still 400 calories, but it's 40 grams of protein in the meal rather than 30 in the regular one. Whereas the Huel Protein is a lower calorie, higher protein snack. So it's not meant to be a meal replacement. It just is a meal addition. So if you're getting hungry towards the afternoon, towards dinner, whatever it may be, I've got a cunning plan with mine. If you watched my reviews before on some of the other ones, I've got a really nice shaker that's got a spare tub at the bottom of it. And I always used to just take a second meal in there so that if I got hungry, I had it with me. Now, I've actually never had to use that because I kind of balk at the idea of having another 400 calorie meal. However, to have this in there makes a lot more sense, where if I am getting towards lunch, if it's just been a busy day, if I haven't had a chance to go and get lunch, whatever it may be, lunch is later, I can have that 100 calorie and it will just tide me over a little while. And because it's high protein, it should keep you fuller longer. So that's purely the idea of the Huel Protein, is it is a snack rather than a full meal replacement. I think it's one of those things that it depends how it fits into how you're using Huel. I think it'll be a backup rather than a regular part of my weight loss journey. It's just nice to know it's there. And so I leave the choice of whether it's right for you entirely up to you, because it may be that you never feel you need it. It may be that you feel if you had it, you'd probably have it too often, which would add in extra calories. That's your call. And all of this is just kind of a guide to how I'm using it. It's not to say this is how you should use it. It doesn't taste as fresh as I was hoping for something that tasted really clean and fresh and sort of like a smoothie, fruit smoothie type flavor. It's not that, but it's not a bad flavor. It just is a strawberry milkshake flavor, fairly normal sort of strawberry milkshake flavor. So yeah, I think of the two, I prefer the salted caramel because it does more of what it says on the tin. This isn't as fresh as I wanted it to be, but it's perfectly drinkable. Any questions, put them in the comments below. Anything else you think I should review? I've been sort of compiling a list of other bits and pieces to try and maybe do another roundup at some point. But yeah, I think, to be honest, I'm just struggling to work out exactly what this is for, but I also get the feeling that Huel has designed it to be for a lot of different things, so I'm just not sure it fits in with me. I think that's probably the most honest way that I can put it. So get some if you want some, don't if you don't. It's just that sort of simple. Thank you very much for watching. If there's anything you'd like to see in future videos, let me know. Otherwise, thank you. Bye-bye.